Done headlines. This is Weston.
This is Liam.
Reporting live from Marshall County Bulldog, where we cover all Marshall County news.
So we're actually not doing podcasts every single Sunday, except next Sunday we won't be able to probably do it because next Sunday is Easter, which also means that we are celebrating our first anniversary of our podcast today, pretty much.
Well, not today. Probably I don't know. We don't really know when we first started, but it was definitely because I remember Easter time. Probably about probably a year.
It was. I think it's been over a year now, but
yeah. So
over a year of podcasting, and I think that's pretty crazy because it feels like we just started.
Mm-hmm. So
for the weather, snow is finally almost fully melted up. Hopefully, it is all melted up by Easter because that'd be pretty nice. I don't like snow that much.
Yeah. So yesterday, it was so warm out there. Me and Liam could just go out and play basketball with shorts and a t-shirt on, not be cold.
Yesterday.
Yeah.
Today we probably have to go out with normal clothes on plus a coat.
You don't really need a coat. It's 40 degrees today.
I need a coat for 40 degrees probably.
Yeah.
The Washington, D.C. Juniors and seniors just came back from their trip. I was talking with my cousin Kelby a little bit about it, and he said it was a very fun trip, and he learned about the giant sloths that lived back in the day too. So that's pretty cool. The 3-on-3 tournament is coming up.
It's in Middle River.
It's in Middle River, and I myself probably even like 3-on-3 maybe even more than normal basketball. 3-on-3 is really fun.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's really fun.
Yeah. So that's gonna be nice, and we have the archery state tournament coming up here soon too. I think it's a week, maybe just a week away now. That both of them, and that's gonna be pretty fun. I really like spring and summer and fall sports and winter. I like all sports.
Me too. I like all sports. Well, whenever. I don't really like I just like all sports.
Yeah, there's not really sports that I would dislike.
Yeah, except for girl sports, tap dancing.
So the first Freeze baseball game is in Roseau. It's happening in a week, I think.
Yep. So
that's gonna be pretty fun.
Yeah, I bet we're gonna maybe go watch it.
I think we're going.
Yeah.
It's a fun thing for the sports tickets starting up again. So what's his joke of the day?
So for my joke of the day, what is 6 inches and has 2 nuts at the end of it?
I don't want to say. We got 6-year-olds watching this, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just guess.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, an almond joy.
That's pretty stupid.
No, it's a good one.
I'm doing lightning facts today. I'm just doing 3 facts. So apparently lemons float and limes sink. That's pretty cool because when I think of a lemon and a lime, they're the exact same size, but one's green and one's yellow. One's sweeter, one's sour.
To me, lemon and limes are the exact same thing. I did not surprise lemons can actually float.
I mean, I guess I never really thought if a lemon would float or sink, but I think it's pretty cool that they're both different things. What do you think of a chainsaw? Tell me what you think of.
I think of violence, cutting down.
Oh, no, okay, yeah.
Well, yeah, because you like horror movies and stuff, but cutting down trees mainly. Yeah, stuff like that.
Okay. So the violence part was actually a little bit right why chainsaws were actually made. What they did is they used them for childbirth. And what they did was when the baby got stuck, they cut through some of the cartilage in the bone to get the baby out. I didn't believe it either when I first heard it, but you can look it up for yourself. It's a really crazy thing that they did back then.
Yeah.
So ants are not even a fraction of human weight. But if you take all the ants in the world and you take all the 11 billion people in the world and you stack them up and put them both on some weight scale, ants are going to weigh more. And it would probably take, I don't know, like 10,000 ants for one human. So take 11 billion times 10,000 about, I'd say.
Probably like 11 quadrillion. Holy smoke.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Now we're gonna do an old interview that my dad recorded.
With his grandpa
It was for
Russell?
his school project, and it was in the 6th grade year. So 2000 to 2001.
Yep, it was with his grandpa Russell. So it would be Russell Floberg.
And our dad's Marcus Waterworth.
Yeah, so I think we thought it'd be really cool to just put it on the podcast.
Yeah.
How many years have you been in Minnesota?
I've been in Minnesota all my life, and I'll be 80 years old this fall.
Where were you born?
I was born in the very house I still live in.
You mean like you didn't even go to the hospital?
No, I was born in the hospital.
Where were you born?
Yeah, and in those days they were called midwives. They took the place of doctors, but they came to the house and delivered the babies.
What did you do for a living?
Me, I have farmed all my life on this very farm.
What kinds of farming did you do?
Oh, we've done everything. We've had, at one time we had cattle, we had horses, we had sheep, we had pigs, and chickens, and turkeys. So I've done a little of each of everything.
What changes occurred in your life? Like new inventions that made your life easier?
That changed so much in my life. When I was starting to work, they were all horses. And then it gradually changed, and we got one tractor that worked with horses and tractor. And then after a few years, the horses were gone, and we did all the tractors. Same way with the trash machines and the combines. There wasn't such a thing as a combine when I first started to know how to farm. And eventually they came in and took the place of the old trash machine where they pitched in bundles and the straw came out the blower and made piles.
What was it like farming with horses?
Well, it was a lot slower. You had to rest every so often, and you had to have plenty to eat before they went to the field, and plenty to eat when they came home, and they still had to be taken care of besides that, with the curry comb and so on, and keep them nice and clean.
Did you buy like less acres just because you couldn't farm as many?
Well, when you had the horses, you couldn't farm so much because they just couldn't cover the acreage. After we got tractors and more tractors, we farmed bigger and bigger. That's about what it amounts to. We did what we could with the horses, but that was very little compared to what you do with the tractor.
Why did you choose farming for a living?
I didn't really choose it. I was born into it. And that's how I got to be a farmer.
Why didn't you like finish school and just go to be like a doctor or something?
I sort of had plans to probably be an elevator man at one time. That's when I was growing up. But it got to be that when I got through in high school, my dad wasn't very well, and I had to sort of take over farming to be with him. And that's how I really got to be a farmer.
I know lots of farmers when they were that age, they didn't even finish school, did you?
Oh yeah, I finished grade school and high school.
Did you go on to college?
No, I didn't go to college. At that time, there wasn't near as many that went to college like it is now. There were those that did, of course.
Did you ever have to fight in a war?
No, when the war broke out, I wasn't old enough to be in the Army. And when I got old enough, then I signed up. But they had this, they come out with a law that they called them 2 C's. If you're big enough farmer and did enough farming, you were better off on the farm because you could feed these soldiers. And so the way it happened, I was asked to go. I got my papers, and I got my papers just in threshing time when we were the busiest. So I went in and asked if I could have a 2 or 3 weeks extension on it, which it was. And instead of that, I got 6 months. And during that time that I had that 6 months furlough or leave, it came through with the law that 2 C's were called farmers. And if you farmed enough, they wanted to keep you on the farm because these soldiers that were fighting and all the military men had to have food. So therefore, when my time was up to go, it was 2 C's. I got classified as a 2 C, and then I had to stay home and work on the farm. And that's why I never got in there. I went to service then, I didn't go to service. I went to Fort Snelling in 1945, and I passed my exam and all, but they never called me. And then it wasn't long till the war was over, and then of course I was out.
How old were you when you almost got drafted?
21, I think.
And how old were you when the war was over?
Well, 41 to 45, I was about 25, I think, or so.
And this was World War II?
This is World War II, yeah.
Did you ever lose any friends in the war?
Oh yes, I lost just about my closest friend at the time. Very next door neighbor.
How did you find out when they died?
Well, they'd come on the radio every night during the news. They'd come on the radio who, like from Minnesota, who had been hurt or killed. But we heard it first, I think, from the neighbors because we were quite close, and they got the telegram that he was dead. So that's really where I found out.
How did he die?
He died in the Belgian Bulge.
What is that?
Well, it was one of the battles, the big battles of the war. In fact, it was a turning point of World War II. The Germans were taking over, and the Americans beat them at the Bulge. And that set the Germans back, and the Americans and the British and so on, they were able to beat them from then on.
Did you remember how people felt during the war? Like, were they afraid we were going to get taken over? Or?
No, I never really thought of that. I never gave that a thought that we'd be taken over because it never looked that glum for us that we were losing it. We seemed to be going forward all the time in the war, so it never made it look like we were losing, you know.
Yeah. Did you remember having a car or anything, or when was the first time you saw a car?
I saw a car?
Yeah.
Well, there were cars when I was born. But they were different looking cars than they are now. My first memory of a car was called an L car my dad had. I guess there were very few of them.
Were you considered, like, pretty rich back in the days if you had a car?
No, we were never rich. We were ordinary. It's all we ever were.
Do you remember any brothers being born?
I sort of remember my younger brother being born. He was born at home here too with a midwife. And that's about all I can remember of it. So I was only about 5 years old when he was born.
Well, how many brothers did you have?
I had 2 brothers. I had 3, but one died as an infant. He was only around a year old when he died.
Were you the middle-aged one?
Yeah, I was the middle-aged one of those that lived, but the one that died was ahead of me. He was older than mine.
Well, thank you for listening to my questions and for all your time.